Oh, right. Did we tell you about the golden time?
No, I don't think so.
After your workout, you need to eat something with protein to heal your muscles. But make sure that you do it within 30 minutes.
Oh my gosh, I know where we can go to get some real protein after this.
Okay. The idea of the anabolic window, you have to eat something within 30 minutes or an hour after a workout, or you're going to lose some progress. It's not true. It's a myth. I don't know where it started. I don't remember where it started. Episode 2, baby, we're rolling. Okay, episode 2, here we go. Before the episode starts, I was reminiscing. I was pontificating about my past, and it is such a privilege to be able to have a support system of lifting partners or exercise buddies, whatever you want to call them, to have them along with you on your journey of fitness. Because I was thinking back, I've been exercising. I first picked up a dumbbell when I was, 11. I've been exercising for 14 years. I joined a gym when I was 16. I've been in the gym almost a decade. I've had lifting partners. I've had great experiences with people, and many people who I've been fortunate enough to meet on my training journey through fitness, but majority of my training has been pretty lonely for a number of factors. I wouldn't stay in one place too much. My training goals are also very niche and specific, so it would be very hard to find someone who could train with me. And also, I also just sometimes prefer to keep to myself when I train, so it is partially on me too. But if you especially like have a brother, or there are these triplets I know who are into the exact same fitness stuff, if you truly have that level of not only support and camaraderie, which is a wild word to spell by the way, but if you have that level of competition as well, oh my god, what's it? Iron sharpens iron, steel sharpens steel, or something. It's hard to do it alone. It's hard to keep that fire going in you unless you've got something very strong driving you. So, anyway, let's get to the actual anime, huh?
Let's do this. I'm going full beast mode today, no matter what happens.
I wonder. Couldn't hurt to just look. It's been a while since I've actually weighed myself. Bet I've dropped it like it's hot. Now that I'm a hardcore gym rat. And... seriously? How'd I gain weight?
Okay, skip the intro. While the intro plays, actually, the premise of weight loss and weight gain is an interesting one. The number on the scale tells you exactly what is in your body: food, bone, fat, muscle, water, everything far and in between. So unless you're quite overweight, like obese or just, let's say, overweight, the number on the scale is not the best measurement of are you actually progressing. The body is a byproduct of what you do in and outside of the gym. So if you're obese, absolutely the scale should consistently keep going down up until a certain point. She's already in pretty decent shape in terms of frame. I know it's a cartoon, but bear with me here. She's already in pretty good shape. Measure your body fat. If you want to go old school with the calipers, fine. Usually some places have some kind of like electrical signaling, scanning scale thing. Usually some gyms have it, you can use it for free. Sometimes Boots even have it, which is a drugstore. Certain drugstores have it. As long as your body fat is going down, that is fine. It's normal to gain weight because once you start to train, once you start to eat differently, your muscles are going to grow a bit. You're going to retain more water, which is going to retain more carbohydrates. So it's very normal for that number to go up, if anything. So don't be disheartened. As long as the body fat's going down, as long as your strength is going up, that's basically those two measurements apply. What am I saying? Those two are the most important measurements for the majority of people. Go.
Despite exercising more than ever before, Hibiki managed to gain weight, which hit her like a train to the face.
Nightmare sauce. What's going on? I've noticed that my body feels a bit more solid. All I wanted was to slim down, not become Gorilla McGirlguns. This is not okay. I need to talk to Mr. Machio, like, now!
Hopefully he's gonna
You
say
scared me. I thought this was about some kind of injury.
the same thing I
So
said.
you've noticed a change in your physique, but the scale pulled a fast one on you, huh? That's actually a good sign that your muscles are getting stronger and your fat percentage is going down.
Oh.
It's possible to weigh more being fit and strong than when you have excess body fat.
What? Is this a joke?
Of course not. As your muscles get stronger, you're naturally going to weigh more. Fat's big but light. When you see it next to equal amounts of muscle, muscle takes up less volume, so it looks smaller. Both of these guys weigh the exact same, but the one on the left is bigger and has less muscle mass. There are many programs and ads claiming to help you lose X amount of pant sizes in less than 2 months. Generally, those plans are based around extreme dietary restrictions. Proper dieting and portion control on its own isn't terrible.
But
Be careful. Make sure you're not extreme dieting.
Facts.
You'll lose weight because of the lack of nutrients. Since your muscles need food to grow, if you're not eating enough, they'll shrink. And that will result in a slower metabolism.
Slow metabolism. So, extreme dieting is dangerous. If you know nothing about fitness, it's dangerous. Don't buy into all of the fad diets. Now we've got Ozempic. Now we've got freaking rad something. Also, just side note, funny how a lot of the mainstream media coverage of fat positivity and body acceptance, a lot of the celebrities that endorsed it, coincidentally seem to be a bit more silent now that Ozempic is a thing. I wonder why. But anyway, extreme diets are dangerous. However, if you're working with a coach, or let's say you know about fitness, you know your body, you know nutrition well. If you know it's unsustainable, but you are prepping for something specific, it's fine. Like, it depends how extreme you're going. This movie, Devil Wears Prada, it's a film set in the world of fashion and supermodels. Woman's like, oh, you lost weight. You look great. She's like, oh, thanks. I'm on this new diet where I eat nothing, and if I feel like I'm about to pass out, I eat a cube of cheese. That is extreme, stupid extreme. Don't do that. But certain extreme diets that, let's say your protein intake is super high or high enough. Let's say you get your electrolytes, you get your minerals, but your calories are in a big deficit. I'm talking like north of 500 calories. That's technically extreme, but if you know what to look out for, if you know how to do it safely-ish, it's like, this is done by professionals. We're going to do things that we want to do. We ultimately do the extreme diets because we want the results it gives you. So if you're going on a holiday, if you're going on a wedding, if you're going on a photo shoot, those are, or even if you're performing, or if you're cutting weight for a sport you're about to do. These are moments, these are specific instances where you would train, maybe in an extreme way, depending on how skilled you are, how high up in the league you are. But if you're just every day trying to get fitter, the main thing you want to do is train and eat in a way that is sustainable.
Usually people return to their regular diet after they've met their goal and then
Facts.
gain the weight back.
They
But
gain the
now
weight
with
back.
their slower metabolism, it's even harder to lose it the next time around.
that's so unfair! This whole thing is a trap!
Just know there's no fast way to reach your goals. Regular exercise and a balanced diet are the keys that unlock that dream bod. If you get into the habit of working out regularly, your body will change at a healthy pace without the need for extreme dieting.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
There are many different diets that can be effective without exercise, but I personally think it should be incorporated into your lifestyle for reasons beyond your size. You're both still growing, and weight training stimulates the bone density and joint support needed later in life. So just keep lifting and eat loads of good things. Get ready to muscle up!
Alright, I'm sold. Let's go lift something heavy before this guy loses his shorts.
Let's do it.
Yes! Flex tap!
It's way more
many
efficient to
clothes
work
do you
your
think he goes
larger
through?
muscles before moving on to smaller ones. Start with legs or back.
There are muscles in my back?
Actually, our backs would be good to work today. There. We'll start out doing lat pull downs.
What's a lat pull down?
Machio's muscle lesson of the day. It's me, Muscle Bro Machio. I'm here to show you the best ways to use the lat pull-down machine. Let's start with front pull-downs. Make a goalpost with your arms. Reach up and grab the bar, and pull it down to your mid-chest line while leaning back slightly. Slowly return the bar to its original position without relaxing your grip. Intensify the isolation by squeezing the shoulder blades together as you pull down and keeping them engaged as you return the bar. Lat pull-downs are great for working central back muscles like the latissimus dorsi and the teres major.
That sounds easy enough.
Okay.
Let's see.
I'm just going to be real nitpicky here. Generally, that's all fine. Some bonus things I would recommend. If you're doing a lat pull down, let's say, instead of being directly underneath the cable and pulling in a straight line down, if you have the option, sit a little bit further back, more back on the seat. Obviously have your knees still supported underneath the leg support so you don't get lifted up. Instead of pulling straight down from the cable, pull slightly away. So if the cable's here, rather than facing you, rather than pulling straight down, sit slightly further back so you're pulling away. This is going to engage your muscles slightly differently because the line of resistance you're pulling against is also different. You should feel your lats better. So if you're directly under the cable, you might feel it much more in your forearms and your biceps, and maybe not much in your lats. If you sit back, it should be easier to drag. Excuse me. That's a breakfast of noodles and kefir right there. If you sit slightly back, you should feel your lats a bit more. Different grips will do different things. Generally, this is the weakest grip because when your hands are pronated out, Jesus. It's a weaker grip than overhand. That's why typically chin-ups are stronger than pull-ups, but also because your hands are closer together. The widest I would ever go on any kind of vertical pull, if it's a lat pull down or a pull-up, whether you're pulling the weight to you or pulling yourself to the weight, the widest I would ever go is like shoulder width, maybe one hand out. Any wider, completely not necessary unless you specifically want to get better at that for some reason. It will develop your strength, but there's this old logic where the wider you go, the more your lats you work. That's just not true. Grip width has nothing to do with which muscles are being dominant, are dominantly being used. Yes, it's going to affect it, but this is a much weaker leveraged position than if you're here. Plus, the range of motion you're going through in the movement is much shorter. If I'm here, if you look at the lats are in control of what your elbows do. So wherever your elbows go, that's your lats moving it. If I'm wide, this is about as high as I can go. If my hands are slightly more narrow, my elbows can go closer together, and I've got more range of motion here compared to if I'm here. This is the highest I can pull. Whereas here, if I focus on that stretch reflex, I'm not in the school of these like modern science bros where they're like, oh, the deep stretch, bro. Stretch is important, but don't go overboard with it. This is perfectly fine. If you're wider, it's also a much more mechanically weak position. You don't have as good leverage, whereas if you're here, turning your hands in is going to use your biceps a lot more. I'm convinced chin-ups are just a great bicep exercise, or supinated lat pull-downs when your palms are facing up. You'll feel your lats, but just the way it just squeezes your biceps, it's just like, oh, it's just so nice. I did them 2 days ago. I'm having erotic thoughts about the thing. Or if you have the middle grip as well, that's also a great variety. I find this is kind of the sweet spot for most people. I find this is going to give you more development of your back overall and your arms. If you want to do the pronated grip, I'd say that's better if you're specifically trying to get maybe better at pull-ups. So I'm a street lifter, or I hate that, I don't like that word. I like to get stronger on pull-ups, so this is going to be much more beneficial when I do pull-ups. But if I'm doing the lat pull-down, it's going to be either middle grip or chin-up, which is also what I recommend to the majority of people. Whew. I think I took too long to explain that.
Goalpost arms.
Goalpost arms.
Wait a minute.
What's the matter?
I've seen guys do this before.
Oh, he's so thick.
I'm not sure I want my back to look like that.
He's so thick.
I'm fine with it looking more like
Those
pavement than cobblestone.
Traps are
I
huge.
promise that won't happen. Mr. Machio's class is pretty advanced. Everyone in there has devoted their entire lives to training. Those gains don't happen from a regular fitness
Oh, that is
workout.
bad.
Wow, so they've made it their lifestyle choice.
It's not just you. Most people who start training close to summer are afraid to lift heavy weights because they don't want it to make them look too bulky. But the thing is, that's impossible. At least with the amount of training they're doing or their natural size. So they don't have to worry.
Do you secretly work for this gym? What are you trying to sell me, Akemi?
Anyway, if you want to be absolutely certain weights won't change your body type, why not try working on muscular endurance? Instead of stacking the weight for larger muscles, do several reps with lighter weights to increase stamina.
Oh, cool.
Yes and no. We're told we're told a lot that depending on the goal you have in the gym, it's going to dictate what reps you do. 1 to 3 reps is power, 3 to 8 is strength, 8 to 12 is hypertrophy, muscles getting bigger, and 12 plus is stamina. Realistically, that's just not true. There's a huge overlap with so many things. Power is simply strength times speed. Power, I think, is much more of an intentional thing as opposed to a rep range thing. What I mean is, I could do a set of 5, super controlled, super slow, let's say. It's going to make me stronger, assuming I'm pushing close to failure. If I want to specifically develop my power, the goal is to lift it as fast as I physically can, and then when I'm forced to slow down, then I'm also being challenged there. Hypertrophy happens anywhere from, I think it was like 5 to 25 or 30 reps, assuming no matter what weight you use, you are pushing yourself to the same level of fatigue and same level of failure. What that means is, if I do a set of 5 and I can get the 6th rep, I do the 6th rep. Once I can't do any more, I stop. I physically have failed the rep. I can't do anything. If I'm doing a set of 15 reps, which is horror, but you could still do it, that 15th rep has to be my maximum. I can't go anymore. So as long as you reach the maximum on everything, anywhere from 5 to 15, it will develop your muscles. Now the question is, why would you want to do north of 15 reps? Different reps have different goals. If you want to train your endurance, go for it. If you want to train your actual capacity, let's say your cardio and your lung conditioning is terrible, and you by the time you get to the 10th rep, you're like, oh my god, my muscles can keep going, but my heart is about to explode. That's fine. There is no like, oh, what about the fatigue? I'm minimizing the fatigue, bro. Your body is not a delicate temple made of glass. Big deal. You're gonna get a bit fatigued. I recommend the reps based on the movement. If you're doing deadlifts, maximum reps, 10, if even that. If you're doing squats, then you can up it a bit more. If you're doing bicep curls, you can up it a bit more. The bigger the movement, probably the lower the reps you can afford to do. So the big 3, let's say squat, bench, deadlift, shoulder press, you can be fine working on sets of 4 to 8. The question is also how supported and how mechanically advantageous is that exercise. So if I'm doing a squat on a Bosu ball, which God knows why, that's a very unstable position. If I'm doing sets of 2, like 2 reps max, that is insane because the margin for error, like physically slipping or something, you have to be so dialed in. The more reps, the less reps you do, the more dialed in you have to be on your technique, the more efficient you have to be, the more power you have to generate. So if I'm doing a Smith machine chest press, lower reps, cool. If I'm doing a free weight barbell bench press, chest press, I've got to be much more adapted to the movement, as in I gradually exposed my body over time because there's a lot more muscles involved, and I've got to be more dialed in on the technique. So rep ranges, there is no one-size-fits-all answer. Depends on your goals, yes. A lot of the rep ranges overlap with other benefits your body gets from them. Power, speed, whatever. And also depends on the exercise itself that you are doing. What variation of it? How stable are you? The more stable you are, the more weight you can push, probably the less reps you can go for. A true set of 3 on squats is much harder than a true set of 3 on leg press, because leg press you are infinitely more supported. Less things can go wrong. You feel me? I'm monologuing like shit today.
This still starts to suck even with lighter weights.
Make sure to start out with a weight light enough that you can do 20 reps without fail. By the way, there's another exercise for your back. The deadlift works your lower back and your hamstrings. But you could seriously injure yourself without good form, so it's probably not something you should attempt as a newbie.
Really? That's kind of freaky. What level do you have to be to do it?
What level?
Don't worry about stuff like that.
Oh,
Just
he's so
focus on
cute.
improving your personal strength.
You're right. It doesn't
No
matter
nipples,
because
though.
I'll be strong enough
That's
to
weird.
slay it eventually.
Oh.
Feels great to not be lifting things.
You kicked so
The
much
hot-
tail today.
The hot shower post tough
I
workout.
feel so refreshed I could cry. What's going on?
This is a protein bar.
That's
one
cool.
of the many perks of being a member of Silverman Gym.
That's really cool. If third space
Welcome to Machio's
had a
protein
bar like this,
bar.
I would
Today's
join.
special concoction is made with whey protein and delicious BCAA supplements.
Dang!
BCAAs are a waste, but probably taste good.
Whoa, that's good!
Yeah, your protein's the best I've ever tasted. Oh, right. Did we tell you about the golden time?
No, I don't think so.
After your
Oh,
workout,
don't
you
say.
need to eat something with protein to heal your muscles. But make sure that you do it within 30 minutes.
What? Only 30 minutes?
No.
I guess it's possible if you don't shower off or want to look cute.
It cuts it close.
God,
My muscles are about to get wasted. Oh my gosh, I know where we can go to get some real protein after this.
okay. The idea of the anabolic window, you have to eat something within 30 minutes or an hour after a workout, or you're going to lose some progress. It's not true. It's a myth. I don't know where it started. I don't remember where it started. It's just not true. The most important thing is how much total protein do you eat throughout the day? Full stop, period. That's it. If your goal is like 180 grams a day, obviously eating it in one sitting is probably not going to be the best idea if you can space it out for the sake of convenience. So let's just say don't eat everything in one go, because that's not really a sustainable way to eat. You could eat all of your macronutrients throughout the day in 2 meals, in 3 meals, in 4, 5, 6, whatever works for you. Even new research now, even Jeff Nippard, the science king himself, is saying that new research is coming out that there's not actually the upper range of what we thought was the max amount of protein we can absorb in one sitting is not the case. So you can absorb much more in one sitting than we thought. You can eat a lot of protein in one go. It's fine. Nothing is going to happen if you don't eat within half an hour. Nothing is going to happen if you eat 3 hours after that. The most important thing is consistently eating enough protein throughout the whole day. That's it. At most, what you need to consider if you train multiple times a day. I've got a friend of mine. She's a crackhead. Good thing she's young, because when you're older, you can't get away with this kind of stuff. She'll train minimum 1 time every day, maximum 2-3 times, balancing jiu-jitsu, running, different cardio, and Olympic lifting. Do you know how stressful each one of those things are on your body? And she'll do it back to back to back to back. Meal timing, one thing to consider is, if you are, I can't do an impression, if you're training multiple times in a day, what you should consider is loading yourself up with carbs again, so that you can fuel yourself for the next thing. That's it. In terms of recovery, protein, spread it throughout the day. Have it in one go. Do whatever you want. There's no anabolic window. But if you're training multiple times a day, consider having some slow release carbohydrates. I don't even remember if it have to be slow release. Have some carbohydrates before your training sessions, because that will literally give you the fuel to keep going. Not even halfway through the episode. How long has it been? Probably half an hour. Calm down. Oh, steak.
Yes! That's what I'm talking about!
This is a little extreme.
I wonder if she's one of those competitive eaters. If so, she's good.
Oh.
Hibiki hasn't realized that there are other
That's it.
reasons she hasn't lost weight
That's a
yet.
huge plate of rice.
Hey, Hibiki, how are you?
No complaints.
That's a beautiful
What time
house.
are you going to the gym today?
I don't know. I mean, I want to go, but my body's
kicking
pretty
my feet
pissed
on my
about
bed when I'm
yesterday.
talking with the
I
boys.
think I overdid it. I'm surprised I was able to hear the phone ring over my screaming muscles.
Oh, yeah, that doesn't sound very fun. You have to be careful not to push too hard or you're gonna burn out.
What is this
If your
house?
body is telling you to rest, you should listen to it.
You've got a lounge. Like
Yeah, I guess
a
so.
hotel lounge.
Just sucks to have to spend an entire Sunday laying around.
I'm off work today, too.
And a picture of...
You can still do things. What did you do on Sundays before you started working out?
It's been so long. My bestie and I usually just go to the movies or something.
That sounds fun.
But today she was like no, because she has to do chores at home or whatever.
Well, if you want, we could do a lighter workout today.
Huh? Oh man, I forgot we could hang at the pool
Oh,
and
I'd love
call
to
it
go swimming.
exercise.
Swimming is a low-impact exercise that works every muscle in your body. It's easy to adjust the amount of resistance you use.
Explain to me how swimming works your... Oh, wait a second. Hang on. Does it... It doesn't work your biceps? Oh, barely. Explain how it works your... Swimming actually works quite a lot, now that I think about it. Definitely lats, definitely shoulders, arguably chest, arms, debatable, legs. It depends how you do the swimming. Yeah, I take it back. Actually, swimming is pretty great. Fun fact, the reason why we are as hungry as we are after not even swimming, but just being in water, it's not just the swimming aspect, which obviously will tire you out, take some energy up, require you to eat more. It's the energy your body spends just trying to maintain its same body temperature. So even just being in the water, being in the sea, being in the pool, just lounging around, if you're in the water, notice most of the time you're much hungrier than if you were not in the water. It's not necessarily because you did something. It's just the energy your body needs to maintain its homeostasis and body temperature level. So that's pretty cool fun fact.
And lots of people who weight train like to use it as their active rest activity.
Yeah, I can see why.
I'm going to just keep pausing. Okay, active rest is not a thing. You're either resting... This is a hill I will die on. You're either resting... This is a partial hill I'll die on. You're either resting or you're not. Active rest could be like, okay, today's my rest day today. I'm going to just, I don't know, do some joint warm-ups as if I'm doing a workout. Emphasis on the warm-up, not workout. If you're doing intense stretching, if you're doing intense swimming, you're not resting anymore. You're giving your body more to recover from, which is fine. There's not a set upper limit for what you can recover from. But if you're like, oh, I'm going to do some mad swimming to recover from my weights, you think your body doesn't need to recover from that as well? Active rest maybe is like super, super, super low intensity, which swimming could be, depending on how they do it. But most of the time when people say active recovery, it's a bit of a misnomer, and I wouldn't say they're using it in the right context. So if you're going to rest, man. Like, lie down, chill. Walking could be active rest, but depends how much you walk. So the more I talk about it, actually, active rest is a thing. It's just most of the time when people say it, I'm like...
I want to die. Could you tell I want to die? Because I do. My stupid swimsuit's too tight. I'm so glad we got here before the swim class started. Note to self, get a new suit ASAP. Ugh, so unfair. Your bod is so sick, it makes me, well, sick. How are we the same age? It doesn't make sense.
The dubbing in this is very funny, I have to say. It's hard to get...
a microscope to you? Sorry for making it awkward. I didn't
It's
mean
hard
to
to get
stare.
dubs.
I was just wondering if
don't
after all
sound
this
cringy.
training I'll get to look more like you.
I like this quite a lot.
What? My muscles are still developing. I feel like I look kind of stringy. So let's keep training. Soon we'll both be macho muscle babes.
I don't want to be macho anything.
I have an idea. Choose someone out here. I bet we can tell their preferred activity by their body type.
How does
That's
that
a fun
work?
game.
Take that girl over there,
Oh my
for
god, she's
example.
hench.
I'm gonna say she's a competitive cyclist.
Cycler.
Really?
Quads are
Why?
huge in the tan
Her leg
lines.
muscles are more developed than any other part of her body. That's pretty typical of cyclists.
I can see that. It's just her legs, though. Ah, what if it's not that? You ever seen the thigh mountains attached to a skier's legs?
How perceptive.
The tan
I wasn't
line, though.
exactly 100% sure. But look, she's definitely got a biker's tan.
Oh, snap!
That also means she trains outside. Some of them train with spin class.
It smells good.
That's impressive. And kinda creepy.
Kind of creepy. So, fun story. When I was, how old would I have been? Maybe 15, 16, 17? I was on holiday somewhere. Caribbean, Greece. I don't know. I want to say I was 16. This is when I was newish. No, 17. Who cares? I was at this place. Ironically, it's the lowest. We were at a 3-star hotel, me and my family, but it was one of the, not that that's going to indicate anything, but people assume the more stars you have, the better your experience is going to be. Recently, that's been complete backwards. Anyway, it's the only 3-star hotel we ever stayed at, but it was really nice because of the people we met. There was this guy I met here who was like shorter than me, but hench black bodybuilder who, I think he was a calisthenics guy as well, then turned bodybuilder. Now he's a powerlifter. Dude is dense as shit. Like, even back then he was huge. Now he makes the old self look infinitely smaller, so it's just beautiful. Anyway, he introduced me to this friend who was either a lifeguard or staff at the hotel or something else. Another, like, much taller, huge frame, massive black dude. And we were at the beach. I remember this quite vividly. The friend I made, the shorter one, he spoke to the older guy, and he spoke to the bigger guy, and he said, "Oh, break this guy," break this guy's body down. I didn't quite know what he meant. I thought we were going to fight, because this was when I was doing MMA at the time, but I was like, great, I'm going to get my ass kicked by this random dude on the beach. Sure. And so he was like, break his body down. Dude just kind of, he looked around me. I'd never spoken to this man before in my life. He just went, "You don't deadlift." I'm like, oh, great. I'm about to get roasted. "You don't deadlift." What else did he say? You should go heavier on your rows. Shoulders, do more lat raises. And everything he said was like spot on. Ironically, after that, not ironically, coincidentally, therefore, henceforth, I started deadlifting quite a lot. I think because my lower back was quite underdeveloped and my lats were quite small for my frame and my chest was overly developed, I listened to what he said. Now, here's the problem with big dudes. When you don't know any better, it's difficult to filter out what's the truth and what's not. This goes for everything in life. When it comes from someone you deem as an authority, how are you going to filter out what's true, what's not? Just like when I started dancing, my teacher at the time taught me so many wrong things, but a lot of things that were also true. So how am I supposed to know what's right, what's wrong? You just take everything as gospel. The dude, he gave me nutrition advice. He said, if you're going to eat meat and fruit together, make sure you eat, what did he say? Make sure you eat the fruit first and then the meat half an hour later, because the protein in the meat is much harder to digest and absorb. So your body raises its acidity levels in your stomach. If you eat the fruit and the meat together, the acidity is too high. It basically breaks down all the good stuff of the fruit and you don't get to absorb any of it. And at the time I was like, oh wow, yeah. Tell me more. Now looking back, obviously, no, that's just not how it works. But it's very difficult. You got to keep up with the times. I'm going on a completely different tangent here. Today is the day of tangents. Before I was filming this, I was like, I really can't be bothered. I don't feel like speaking. Clearly, I was full of shit. It's been like 45 minutes.
You can tell all that just by looking at her body?
It's fun. Let's try another one.
How about her over there?
She's
All of her definition indicates some
hench.
kind of active body weight
Calisthenics?
class. Her
Something
knuckles are
body weight
raw and
related.
calloused, which makes me think it's karate as opposed to boxing.
Hands are callous.
All right, what
Rock
about
climber?
that girl chilling in the sun over there?
She's
Her
hench.
muscle mass is impressive.
Rock climber?
Especially her back and upper arms. So maybe she does something with a lot of pulling and throwing techniques like judo or wrestling?
You're like a body
I don't
psychic.
think.
Hey, maybe you should become a detective.
Fun, okay. How would you spot a judo thrower and a wrestler? You wouldn't. So if I saw something like that, I would think it's more reminiscent of rock climbing, bouldering. Judo athletes, obviously a lot of them are in shape, but because it's so technical, you got different grappling martial arts. Let's say the big three: judo, wrestling, jiu-jitsu. I know there are some others, but bear with me. Judo, one is a lot of grabbing of the gis. And yes, obviously it's a lot of throwing. But it's very technical, especially if you're a woman. You're typically smaller and weaker than your male counterparts, so you need to rely on your technique more. So it's possible you can get a developed back like this, but it's more technique. A lot of judo, elite judoers, you wouldn't guess they are that based off how they look. Wrestlers. If you're a good wrestler, the proportion... You take a bunch of good jiu-jitsu people, a lot of good judo people, a lot of good wrestlers. I think more often than not, the wrestlers are going to look the best because wrestling is hard, man. It's not just technical. You need conditioning, you need cardio, you need explosiveness, you need power. Jiu-jitsu and judo, you can kind of get away with being efficient, and obviously you have to be efficient in wrestling, but wrestlers are a different beast. They got the thick necks. I was doing a jiu-jitsu class once years ago at a new place, and we were taking turns sparring, and I was partnered up with one of the two hench dudes at the back that were doing these random warm-ups I've never seen before in my life. So I was like, okay, these guys look like they're Russian. They train like they know something I don't, so I'm probably going to get my ass kicked. And I was quite good at the time. Like, this wasn't early into my training career. Anyway, round started. We started in a, what's called 50-50 over-under, where you have one person, so imagine you're hugging someone. You have one hand over one arm and one arm underneath the other arm. As soon as he got a collar, I've forgotten all the words, my god, collar tie? A collar grip? As soon as he put his hand on the back of my neck and pulled me down, the sheer strength he had in that, my neck was like, ugh! Oh, I'm in for a fun 2 minutes right here. And then when I did the same to him, his neck just held up my entire body weight. So I thought, I'm about to turn religious after this round. But anywho.
Come on, they're just guesses. I could totally be wrong.
Oh man, I'm inspired by these fit bodies. Now I really want to go work out.
I really want
They
to
better
try
watch
some.
it, because
Do I
I'm
try?
coming for them.
Maybe.
So ready to get my swim on. First a little stretchy stretch. Vicky, no!
She's flexible.
Stop stretching immediately! Why? What's gonna happen?
You're not warmed up. Do you understand why we stretch and when we need to stretch?
Like right now? Aren't we supposed to stretch out our muscles before we exercise so that we don't tear anything? A bunch of PE teachers can't be wrong, can they?
I'm afraid, like many, they were misinformed.
Yep.
Deep stretching before you've done any other movement is pointless. It's more than that. It can actually be harmful! What? Making your body stretch before it's had the chance to warm up can lead to painful snapped tendons and weakened joints.
Holy crap!
Aside from injuries, it can also lower your performance level. According to research done by the University of Zagreb, stretching for more than 45 seconds before exercising decreases strength. Your muscles weaken by an average of 5.5%. Both explosive muscular performance and jumping power are lowered by 3%.
It was all lies! It doesn't loosen muscles, it tightens them! How is that possible? Almost everyone at the gym stretches before they work out!
I know, believe me. I see it all the time too because they still don't know it's bad for you. It's a relatively new study.
Well, that sucks, doesn't it? So does this new movement mean we don't do anything before exercise? We just jump right in?
No, not at all. We can now exchange it for dynamic stretching instead.
What does that even mean?
Okay, here's how this works.
So this is a very interesting one, actually. We were told in school that you need to do like a pulse raiser, stretching. Some people were told dynamic, some people were told static, and then something sports specific. I think those were the three, whatever. If your body's very cold, like physically cold, extreme deep stretches I wouldn't recommend, because you might hurt yourself because your body's physically quite tight. Static stretching in general, absolutely, 45 seconds is a long time to hold a stretch before you train. It depends on what kind of training you're about to do. So it's kind of a mixed bag. Sometimes you need to stretch, but it depends on what you mean by stretch. The only warm-up you really need to do, unless you have specific things wrong with you that you know, not wrong, things that can be improved on. The only stretching you need to do is the exercise you're about to do lighter. So if I'm about to do squats, it's quite a demanding exercise on your hips and your knees. It's a very demanding thing. So, wow, excuse me. That's that white monster, you know what I'm saying? I will do, especially because I've got an old knee injury, I'll do some specific knee-focused warm-ups, like a full range of motion lunge, some sissy squats, assisted, some hip stretches, what's it called, the deep warrior stretch, where you take a big forward lunge and you try and keep the back leg straight. I tend to pulse through these movements. So by pulsing, I mean, imagine I'm stretching my chest, rather than holding, like I'm holding two pillars here, rather than holding this stretch and stretching my chest like this, I'll pulse myself in gently. I know my limits. One of my favorite things as a squat warm-up to do is put on what's a lightweight for you, and go, if you're comfortable, go into the bottom of the squat and just hold it there for 15-20 seconds. Rock about, knees in, knees out, hips in, knees over toes, knees behind toes. Just get into all the uncomfortable, unconventional positions. That's a great way to stretch. That's a great way to warm up for the sets coming up. Dynamic stretching in general, if you're doing something active, something explosive, something plyometric, if you're doing martial arts, absolutely dynamic warm-ups. If you're doing, I don't know, Olympic weightlifting, absolutely dynamic warm-ups. If you're just going for a good old-fashioned strength session, I don't think it's that necessary for most people. If I'm going to do some upper body, I'm going to do some dips, some pull-ups, I don't really need to do any dynamic stretching. If you want to, if it just makes you feel better, great. If you know, again, you have specific joint problems, great. But it's not necessary. The only warm-up you really need is the exercise you're about to do, done with incrementally and progressively harder, lighter weights. That's it. And it also depends on how demanding is that exercise. I can't really say I recommend this for most people, but even if you are an experienced lifter who's adapted to the exercises, if you're doing dips, especially deep dips, i.e. proper dips, full range of motion dips, it's quite stressful on your shoulders. So absolutely do some shoulder warm-ups, some shoulder controlled articular rotations, CARs. Do some wrist warm-ups. It's quite demanding on everything, even if you're going up to like 100 kilos weighted dip. If you're doing pull-ups, it's not that stressful on the joints, like physically. So if you're going up to a set of, let's say, 50 kilos, do some body weight, do some 25, and you might even be able to jump straight into it. If you're doing something like deadlifts, quite stressful, work your way up. Squats, quite stressful, work your way up. Bicep curls, not really stressful, so maybe one warm-up set if your biceps aren't already warm. So, depends, you know what I'm saying?
Just watch. Combine smaller movements along with stretching to warm up your body.
Yeah.
This boosts muscle flexibility.
that
Warming
won't
up
do
like
much
this is linked to
unless
improved
you're a
performance
old
and injury
senile
prevention.
pensioner.
Here's my recommended warm-up for any level.
I smell curry.
Shoulder circles front and back, twice each way. Doing side bends will stretch out your abs. Go back to shoulder circles with elbows bent. This helps to stretch and loosen up your shoulder blades. Toe touches. Alternate left and right to stretch your hamstrings.
Sure, why not?
What do you think?
Beginner
Does it feel
stretching?
completely different from normal static stretches?
Yeah, for sure. There's definitely something to this. I'm feeling pretty loose already.
I'm so glad you can tell the difference. Another thing, have you ever done any radio calisthenics? All of that is dynamic stretching.
Radio?
I thought these movements looked
Did you
familiar.
say radio?
Fun, huh? So, has your heart rate increased
Radio
enough?
calisthenics?
Oh yeah, I feel totally warmed up now.
What the hell is that?
Yeah, dynamic stretching's where it's at.
What a
I feel
wild
like I've
angle.
done a full workout with just these guys. I'm gonna do it at the gym next time.
She ripped something somewhere?
Gotta go. There's a rip in my swimsuit.
I'll take you to buy a new one. Let's go.
Thank you.
One more thing. When you stretch, make sure you're wearing loose clothing.
Yep. I forgot about this plotline.
Ex-Special Forces, is it?
That's wild.
The perfect appetizer.
So out of the blue.
The Seven Commandos 4, The Great Escape of Fury. A film starring Arnold Schwarzenegger. This is part 4 of an action series about an ex-elite mercenary thrown into the past and forced to battle against an evil guerrilla army.
Evil
all
gorilla.
on his own.
All right.
Hell yes! They answered every question, blew up everyone I hate, made sense of every random side plot, and I am living for it.
Why the crap was this only privately screened in Japan? To be continued means they're definitely making a sequel, right? They're not just doing it to be a-holes?
I don't know. I mean, the one before turned out to be just a dream in the end, right?
We don't know that for sure. Wait, now that we know what happens, let's watch all of them from the beginning and see if we can catch the clues this time. It's gonna be a long night.
Me rewatching Attack on Titan.
This is Ayaka Uehara. We became
12%
friends after
body fat.
ending up in many of the same classes in school.
Goddamn.
Movie recommendations? Have you seen Eternal Sunset of a Thoughtless Mind? No,
No frickin' way! Someone who actually
it's
knows good
It's a
movies?
parody of the Jim Carrey movie.
Now that I think about it, this is the first time I've ever been to her house.
Great movie.
Usually when we hang out, we go
Jesus.
see movies in the
Messes with
theater.
my heart.
Sweet, found all of them.
Cool. So, what order do we want to watch them in?
We can go by release date or chronologically, which would be 3, 4.
Always watch in released. Well, I guess if you've no, let me a second. First time watching something, let's say you get into Star Wars or Lord of the Rings, watch it in release date because that's the intended emotional effect on the viewer, the director or the producers wanted on you. So if I'm watching Star Wars, let's say, the chronological date of Star Wars is messed up. So you got the original trilogy, which was released in the 60s, 70s, 80s, I don't know. Original trilogy. Then the prequels were released in the 2000s, which is before. Then you have the sequel trilogy, which we don't talk about, it's shit, released afterwards. Then they've got the Clone Wars, which was released somewhere here. And then the Clone Wars Season 7, which overlaps right here. And then Rebels, which is here. And then Rogue One, which is here in the timeline. So if you've seen everything already, absolutely watch it in chronological order, because it's cool. But if it's your first time, watch it in release date. Don't know why I'm so passionate about this, but
4, 2, then 1.
Sorry to bug you, but I need your help real quick.
What the crap, sis? Now?
Oh, I guess you were about to watch movies?
Yeah, I have a friend over, so can you?
Nice to meet you!
Yeah, likewise. Why don't you bring her and she can watch
really
you?
cool shade
I
of
was
eye.
gonna pay you extra,
Shade
but
of
whatever. You're lost.
Wait, hold on! Damn it! It's like she knows when I want to have a binge watch day. I'm sorry, Hibiki. I gotta go help her out for a bit, but I promise it won't take long.
Oh my gosh, it's totally fine! Wait, I don't think you ever told me what your family does. Does the business have a name?
Oh yeah, weird. I can't believe we never really talked about it. Why don't you come check it out? It's right behind my house.
do they own a gym? Oh yeah, Bob owns a gym. Yeah.
Almost! Wind up a little more!
This is not what I expected at all.
Dude's pretty big.
Hey there. Aika said she never talked to you about all this, huh?
No.
Our dad was a pro boxer back in his day. After he retired, he opened up this gym.
He opened up this gym. Quick, important thing, because pad work is becoming a lot more common in commercial gyms, even if you have no intention to or experience with learning combat sports, which is fine. It's a great cardio thing. It's fun, you know. The more people do stuff that's good for them, the better. Doesn't matter. If you're gonna pad someone or something, or someone, I don't know why you'd pad or something. Anyway, if you're gonna pad someone, if the punch is, if this is the pad, this is the punch. As the punch is coming to you, a lot of the time, people will just kind of just take it and they'll react to it. That's not comfortable to pad at all, and it's not comfortable to hit at all. As the strike is incoming, if you can pad into it slightly, like you're slapping it away, it's going to absorb more of the impact, help keep you protected so the shock doesn't go everywhere. And it's also going to be much more satisfying for the person that's hitting it. So if I'm doing like a nasty 1-2 combo, instead of standing there, bang, bang, actually kind of go with them. So that's why a lot of the time, elite pad holders or skilled pad holders, they learn to use their hands really well as well. Because even though they're not the ones punching, once you get used to memorizing such long combos and you're doing all of these things, bang, 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 boom, 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 you're keeping up with them. You're not just there like this. You're not a fly swatter. You're actually knocking the punch away a little bit. So that's the proper way to pad. If you ever do it with your friends or if you're getting into this, that's the secret. Go into it just a little bit. That goes for kicks, that goes for elbows. If you've got big ones here, pad the kick here. Maybe some few examples where you don't do that. Like if you're doing a body shot here, you've already got your body behind it to absorb the impact. Whereas if it's free-flowing, you got to give it a bit of oomph.
He immediately made everyone in the family learn how to box. So now whenever he's on vacation, we step in as the coaches.
That's pretty smart. I remember Ayaka saying she was part of a family business. I even remember her saying she helps out sometimes. But she never ever once mentioned it was anything so hardcore. You can feel how passionate everyone is here. Are there a lot
Those
of
traps
crazy
are
strong
filthy.
members?
I'm not sure what that means. We do have a few world champions who train here sometimes.
Those are like the best of the best, OMG.
Wake up!
You're putting me to sleep out here, you bastard!
It's like $1 million crazy up in here.
Kill me now.
What? Seriously? You never told me you were a boxer, boss. Is that the reason you like all those action movies?
Oh no, that's so backwards. Movies in general came first. That's my passion. My dad just made me learn boxing for work. It's a gigantic pain in my ass.
You say that, yet here you are, shuffle jabbing involuntarily like a prize fighter on deck.
Shut up.
Ayaka, your abs are freaking insane!
Yep.
What? They are?
Oh yeah, she's 12%
I'm
body
not doing
fat.
anything extra in my workouts.
You're not doing millions of sit-ups?
Maybe.
No, not even close. Let's see, if you want to work out your abs, do a few rounds of dragon flags.
What's a dragon
One of
flag?
the
Come on,
hardest core
spill.
exercise ever.
Start by lying on the floor like
Then
this.
pick your whole body weight
Reach
up.
behind you and grab onto a pole or something sturdy. Then bend both knees slightly and lift up, and slowly lower yourself
Yeah,
back
that's
down
so
and hover. Then
beginner
back
friendly.
up, keeping your abs tight.
Even
hold,
grandma can do this.
And back down and hover above the floor. Try to keep a straight line. Back and legs aligned, knees soft.
Yeah, that's...
I'd recommend starting with 3 sets of 10 of these.
I can't even do one set of those things!
Not
I'm
even
just a
one
mere
rep.
mortal over here!
Huh? I never thought of dragon flags as some advanced move.
That's because they're just a regular sit-up at our gym.
I thought everyone knew how to do dragon flags. You mean there are some people who don't?
I don't know where you guys came from, but no one asked for your opinion, and that's because none of you can relate to normal!
I'm sure I know some other exercises that will work.
Just something simple and straightforward, please.
Oh, duh. You can do planks. Done. What's that? Literally nothing to it. Create a straight line with your body, supporting yourself with your forearms and the balls of your feet. And you just hold this
good
posture.
enough.
Keep your abs tight the whole time,
Can't be bothered
arms at right
going
angles,
into this.
chin is neutral. Now hold the pose for 30 seconds. Wanna try?
What the? Did you trick
How long
me?
has
This
it
is
been?
harder than it
4
looks.
seconds?
It hurts.
You're fine, there's no pressure anywhere on your back. Okay, that's 30 seconds.
Hey, Hibiki, do you want to try hitting one of our punching bags?
No thanks.
If your goal is to burn body fat, then you gotta get your cardio in too.
Don't make her do it if she doesn't want to.
She's fine.
She's fine. Okay. Bum-ba-bum-ba-bum-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. Sometimes when... Cardio is great. Cardio is necessary. You need it for your lungs. You need it for your heart. You need it for general health. If your goal is to lose weight, you've got the regular amount of calories you burn and maintain in a day just to stay alive. You've got the calories you have to consume to maintain that rate. And then you've got calories that you burn through non-exercise related activity, just living. That's your basic metabolic rate. Exercise related activity. The way to lose body fat is to be in a calorie deficit. Calories in, calories out, that's it. Obviously, the quality of the calories matters in terms of your health, but purely body fat, you could have a McDonald's only diet and still lose weight. Brain fart. Sometimes we add in a lot of cardio because we think it will help us lose weight, and it might. Again, if you're very overweight, if you're very obese, as opposed to a bit obese, cardio is great. It's going to get you moving. It's going to get you doing something. Maybe cardio is the only thing you can do. Jesus Christ. Pigeon. So sometimes we think to burn more, to lose more weight, we're just going to burn more calories. That's fine. Maybe it might work for some people. Most people are much better off eating less. That's it. A couple reasons. Cardio doesn't burn that much for the amount of time it takes. It's going to increase your hunger. So on a personal level, it's harder to not eat more as a result of exercising more. Then you end up eating more than you burned, and you're actually in a bigger surplus as well. And it's just easier to eat less. Like, to eat 200 calories less a day, or 3 or 4, is infinitely easier than trying to burn 200, 300, 400 calories more a day. That's just how the body works. It's easier to control what you put in as opposed to increase what you put out.
I'll guide you through it, okay?
All right. It might be fun. Never know.
That's what we like to hear.
Sure. No way she could generate that much power, but...
Oh no, I broke it!
It's okay. Looks like I've got a new champion to train.
My God,
What
coach
the heck
would
are
be
you talking
wet at
about?
the sight
And
of
with
that.
one punch, Hibaki's hidden talent
People
came to
who
light.
don't know their own potential, and those with a trained eye who see it, credits rolling. People who have untrained, untapped potential and don't even know it, and then the coach sees it, oh, it's like salivating. I have this, he's a good friend of mine now, old client of mine, Samoan, New Zealand, Pacific Islander, just insane genetics. And I say genetics, I very rarely say genetics because he never particularly did anything super physical, like no wrestling, no rugby necessarily. When I saw him in the gym, before I approached him, dude was jacked. And I'd see him in the gym quite a lot. He was jacked. He was like at least 6 foot, huge, just huge and lean. But anytime I'd see him doing the exercises, I'm like, okay, he seems like he kind of knows what he's doing. But all of the weights are very light. Like he was doing rows or chest press, one of the two, with 20s, which is not a lot for him in the slightest. So I approached him once and I was like, okay, let's see if I can, let's see. Maybe he's rehabbing an injury. I approached him and he was like, oh no, I just don't really know what I'm doing. And I've got like a bit of a shoulder injury that I just kind of tried to avoid or work around. So I was like, a man who could use my experience and expertise. And then helped him adjust the technique on certain things so it's less strain on the shoulder and also strengthen his shoulders. He turned into a unit. He's gotten a bit lazy now, but the dude in the span of a year is now competing with me with how much he can dip in weight. Now, yes, he's bigger, but to go from dipping nothing, the potential he had, to go from dipping nothing to dipping 80, an additional 80 kilos in the span of a year, for 4 or 5 reps is insane. His squats, to go from barely doing squats to dipping like, I don't know, 130 good depth for 5 is fantastic. More so the dips I'm most impressed with. His arms were huge. But anyway, yeah, his potential is great. He's limited with his bad knee, bad hip, bad everything because the bastard doesn't train his mobility or take care of his body. But that's why I'm going to stay stronger than him, even though I'm smaller, because you need to take care of your joints. You are only as strong as your weakest body part is. So if you're like, oh, I could do this weight if I didn't have this injury. I'm like, okay, so you can't do it. There is no if. There's only now. Can you do the weight or not? No. Fix the reason why you can't do it. It's getting windy. Anywho, this has probably been like over an hour. So thank you for watching. I'll do episode 3 whenever. Subscribe if you haven't already. And if there's anything I've said throughout the episode that you want to expand on or anything that you completely disagree with, feel free to drop a comment. I love having a good discussion about this kind of stuff. So, yeah, happy days. Enjoy whatever day you're on. Whatever day you're watching this on. And I will see you later, sunshine.